Welcome to another episode, everyone. Today we're going to get into an OG booty bandit from a Louisiana prison who's now at the parole board asking for parole. Will they grant him parole even though he's been playing with men's backsides? He has some questions to answer, and let's get into it.
While you were put in jail, while you were in jail waiting to get out, they put a 17-year-old in the cell with you. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is not starting off well. This is not starting off well. They put a 17-year-old in a cell with them. The parole board is asking them, you want parole? Hold on. We put a 17-year-old in a cell with you. We can all see where this is going, but let's see what happened with the 17-year-old. Oh, man.
Some other inmates beat and that 17-year-old for 8 days. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Trying to turn somebody out, they call it. No, that's wrong. I know that's wrong. But they got a lot of guys don't think it's wrong. But I know it's wrong now.
And you heard correctly. We are about to see the commutation hearing.
And this is Mandu. This is his channel. This is where this video is coming from. Shout out to Mandu. Go check out his channel. Oh, man. OG say he know it's wrong, but the others don't know it's wrong.
Okay. A Louisiana man who managed to turn a 9 years prison sentence for simple burglary into life without the opportunity for parole.
Damn.
Since 1972 in
Oh.
the dungeons of Angola.
Damn. Jeez, man. Grasp that for a minute. He been locked up since 1972. I believe he just said that's before I was born. I was born in 74. He's been locked up for over 50 years. And he had 9 years to begin with. He was supposed to be out in 1980. He's still in there because of his deviant ways.
I have to say, he earned every day of it. It's not often that we see hearings for those who are the most feared in prisons, the things that we read about, that we hear about, but now we are about to watch one of those men plead for his freedom. Let's jump in.
My name is Howard Lee Higginbottom, 88116.
All right, Mr. Higginbotham, let me just read some information into the record.
So he's from Angola prison there in Louisiana, and there's a lot of horrific stories coming out of Angola forever. And oh man, let's see.
You're classified as a fourth felony offender. You're seeking a commutation of your sentence. You were sentenced December 1977 for 3 counts of aggravated rape. You received a life sentence. You have a prior sentencing date, which was in September of 1977 for 2 counts of simple burglary, and you received 9 years on those convictions. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm just going to turn it over to Mr. Prater because your case has been assigned to him this afternoon.
Yes, sir. How are you today, Mr. Higginbotham?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty good.
Okay. Tell me what you did to get yourself there, and what have you done since to make us believe that you are needing to be out, that it'd be safe to let you out.
Well, I worked at the processing place 10 years. Where the processed food. I worked there 10 years, and I worked the fence around the fence after that. That's where the last time I took my heart started bothering. And that's the last place I worked was the processing. They closed it down. And where they used to process all the food. And then after that, I worked in the dormitory around the fences, all the yard group.
I think he wants you to tell him about your crime you committed. How'd you get here? How'd you get there and go?
The crime, yeah, aggravated rape, they say. And, the past, yeah, I done it, which is,
He said that was the past, but he did it. So let's see where this happened at. Was this well, I guess it was in the 1970s, because he only had 9 years. So this transpired early on in his sentence. This, grape or assault, whatever happened here.
That's what I want to know about. Okay, you were arrested in 1977 for simple burglary. And you got put in jail in Washita Parish, is that correct?
yes, sir.
And while you were put in jail, while you were in jail waiting to get out, they put a 17-year-old in the cell with you, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you and some other inmates beat and that 17-year-old for 8 days.
Damn.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Why'd you do that? What gave you the right to think that you could do that in any normal world?
Well, when it hit the gang stuff, if you didn't do this, we do this to you. And so, I did in the jail, the parish, they got the groups. And, and I was 37 years old. And, the other dudes older than I was, they had been to Angola too. So if I didn't do nothing what they done, they gonna do it to me. And that's the way it was going at the parish.
Are you the least bit sorry for what you did?
I'm sorry, yeah. And when I got older, I realized I was wrong.
You got older, you realized you was wrong.
Yeah.
You didn't realize it? Never mind. I'm wanting to help you here, Mr. Higginbottom. Are you remorseful at all of how you ruined someone's life?
I know, yeah.
Well,
I know that ruined people's lives.
Yes.
I'm sorry for that. But at the time, I ain't had no choice. They forced into it, like a gang stuff. And then, they got in pairs. So you don't do this, we do this to you.
I don't have any other questions.
Any other questions?
I don't know, man. Seem like they trying to work with OG here. Old boy is, he just said as much, hey, I'm trying to work with you, man. But, basically I want to hear some remorse from you. Obviously he can't speak that well. He's older now, fragile. So perhaps not as articulate, can't express himself the way that he wants to, but he's trying to say that he's sorry, that he knew that it was wrong. And he's saying that the gangs sort of forced him to do it, that if he did not participate, that the gangs would then turn their ire towards him. This does happen in prison. I'm not justifying anything that he did, but this does transpire in prison. I'm interested to see if I don't know if he's actually going to get parole. I don't know. I didn't see this whole video. I'm interested to see myself, though.
I forgot the Warden Van Noy. Can you tell us about Mr. Higginbotham?
Yes, ma'am, he's medium custody, he's assigned to the treatment center on Ward 2 because of his age and his medical he's got a lot of medical conditions. So that's where he lives.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a question. How old are you?
85?
85.
Damn. 85, bro. Damn, man. Damn. Wow. That's crazy. 85 years old. And this is it, man. You will be begging for your life, begging for your freedom at 85 years old. if you're not conscious of the decisions that you're making. He made this decision when he was 37 years old, he said. This happened when I was 37 years old, Your Honor. In other words, this is nearly 50 years ago, man. Give me a break. Understandable. But man, it catches up to you. Now he's here at the mercy of these individuals at 85 years old, trying to get home to his kids, grandkids, whatever he may have. And it's up to them whether or not he has life. And you can say it's up to him and the decisions that he made, but this decision was 50 years ago. How long will we be held to our past?
How long have you been incarcerated?
About 47 years, since 88. Since 88.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So you're not running with a gang now. Have you been taking any classes since you've been incarcerated?
You're not running with a gang now. He's 85 years old. No, he's not running with a fucking gang. He can't even walk, can't even talk. The man just said he had a million medical issues. I don't know an 85-year-old gang member. Of course he's not gang banging now, man. And obviously he's a little confused because, he just said he's been locked up since 1988. Clearly, they just said he's been locked up since 1972, and I guess caught this case in 1977, with this 17-year-old young man there in prison. So he's been locked up way longer than 1988. He doesn't even know it.
Well, the classes, on the class I went to, with the class on that sex class, got a certificate on it.
Okay. And how do you feel about it? What you learned about it?
I learned a lot of things about that. How you got to.
Go ahead, tell me what you learned.
I learned, you don't force nobody to do nothing. And the thing, you try to go from it if you see it happen.
At the end of the day, I get what they're doing. You have to make sure before you release someone back into society that this individual is rehabilitated or what have you, or is remorseful for his past indiscretions. And so they want to make sure. But I'm just at this age and at his fragility, I don't anticipate him getting out committing any crimes. He can barely even speak, probably can barely walk. Haven't seen him stood. Look, hell, he's in a wheelchair. So he's sitting down in the wheelchair, actually. So he probably can't even walk, can't do anything, man. He's not finna get out and commit a crime. He can't even get his thing up no more than likely. He's not about to be out here messing with little boys. As far as I don't see it. I mean, and again, apparently this is something that happened, over 50 years ago. And so perhaps not a pattern, not something that he's just been in there doing constantly. He had a mental lapse, and a very costly one that's cost him, the vast majority of his life. But it doesn't seem like a pattern, something that he's been doing. Just they're talking about this one situation, this one case that happened in 1977, not something that, you have 5 different cases of this sort of behavior. Again, not justifying it. I'm just trying to make sense of everything, make sense of this whole hearing. At the end of the day, if they deny him parole, they're sentencing him to death, obviously, right? At 85 years old, fragile. His next parole hearing will be 3 years from now, 4 years from now, 5 years from now. Will he survive that long? Letting him out on the street right now is at least giving him the last couple of years that he has left in life, the last few years he has left in life. That's it.
Try not to be around it and things. I learned from that of him, like trying to turn somebody out, they call it. No, that's wrong. I know that's wrong. But they got a lot of guys don't think it's wrong. But I know it's wrong now.
Do you feel remorseful about it?
Huh?
Do you feel remorseful about it?
He said yes already.
You sure?
Yeah.
Why do you feel remorseful?
Why you feel bad about doing what you did?
I feel bad about
Why? He wants to know why you feel bad.
it. By being around people seeing what's happening. By my age and get older, you get more wise to what's happening. And I see things happening, I go around. That's why I feel bad about it.
I see. Thank you. I have no more questions.
Mr. Higginbottom, you got any family? You got any family?
Yes, ma'am.
Where they at today?
I got 4 sisters and 2 brothers. One of my brothers, he got cancer. He 83. And one of them in Swiftport, the one, trying to stay by. He got cancer, he 83. I want to be around him for you. I got a lot of nephews and nieces in Monroe, Bastrop, Monroe, Swiftport, Baton Rouge. I got people all in California, Detroit.
I was just wondering why nobody's here with you today, or there with you today. Do you know?
I really don't know. My brother, he would have been here, but they canceled board now. He the only one coming up here to see me.
Okay, I see. All right, thank you, sir. I don't see any other questions, Mr. Higginbottom. I think we're ready to vote. Mr. Prater?
I vote to deny. I think the horrible nature of the crime, having trouble getting a feeling of remorsefulness out of Mr. Higginbotham. And I feel like that he was given a life sentence and unless things change, that's what he needs to serve.
Mr. Tillis?
My vote is to recommend commutation of sentence to 99 years with immediate eligibility for parole.
Mrs. Stapleton?
My recommendation is to deny. This was a
Damn.
cold rule crime against nature of a 17-year-old boy by 5 men which you were involved in. And I do not find.
Oh, that's tough. I don't know, man, because I don't want to. This is tough. This is a tough one. I don't want to justify what he did or make it seem like I'm supporting him and what he did to a 17-year-old. And obviously he should pay for that. But I would make the argument that he has paid for that. He's been in there for 60 damn years. And obviously when you deny him parole, you're denying him like he's going to die in there, right? It's over. Right, as I just said, he's 85 years old. It's over. So you're sentencing him, or you got a life sentence. I think you should serve life. He asking for any remorse. Man, he's 50 years old. What you want him to say? He said, "I feel sorry," but I knew it. He can't express himself that way. Just be all articulate Obama and just spit at you. He's saying he's doing the best he can. Saying, He trying he's telling them over there. They want to know how do you feel about it? He can't even comprehend necessarily everything that's going on. So I just don't know what they want from him at this point. Yes, he was sentenced to life. So are a lot of other people that are not serving life, that are home now, that are free. He got life while he was in prison. Again, obviously a very horrific crime that was committed against a child, against a 17-year-old. No justification for that. But at what point has he paid his debt to society? Because now you're sentencing him to life. You deny him parole, he's in there for the rest of his life. He doesn't have much life left, as we can see. So when you deny him parole, you're saying you're going to die in here. And I just don't get it. Because he graped or what have you, a 17-year-old, him and 5 other men or 8 other men. But so did Donald Trump, allegedly. So did Epstein. They're all dirty. They all have their hands dirty in this sort of behavior. But the difference is they don't go to jail for 60 years for it. It gets justified by Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly says, well, there's a difference between a 5-year-old and a 15-year-old. So according to Megyn Kelly's theory, this dude is okay because the dude was 17, almost grown. You see, when it comes to them, how they move the goalposts.
Here in Morrissey, statement.
All right, Mr. Higginbotham, I'm
Yes,
concerned you don't have any family here, so I don't see any evidence of any family support. You know, I will agree that your last write-up was a long time ago, and you only had 21 write-ups, but 30% of those were sex offenses.
Yes, ma'am.
I have concerns about your lack of programming, particularly victim awareness. So my vote today is going to be to deny your application. So good luck to you, sir. Today your application's been denied.
Can you even imagine? He turned a 9-year simple burglary. 9 years he was sentenced for simple burglary. To life in the dungeons of Angola. And I gotta say, he earned every single year of it. Can you imagine television media and parole eligibility? What did he just listen to? I mean, I don't know what I'm hearing anymore with Tillis, but I don't need to harp on that. Just think about the fact, we hear about these things in the movies, we hear about it on the, YouTube and whatnot, but I don't think ever, I was going to say hardly ever, but do we ever really hear about this guy, the thing that everybody it warns you about when you go to prison? Watch out. You don't want him as your cellie. This is the guy that keeps you up.
Okay, man. Mandu, shout out to Mandu. He's giving his opinion now. I'm giving mine. Tough situation. What do you guys think? Should OG have been granted parole, even though he did what he did in 1977? Or should he still be held to that? Should he be held to his past? Should he be held to his indiscretions? Should he die in prison for what he did to that 17-year-old? What is your opinion? Should he die in prison? Because he's about to die in prison. Should he die in prison, or should he have been given another chance because the crime was so old? And because, the whole thing about prison is you're supposed to be rehabilitated. So if after 60 years you don't believe that he's being rehabilitated, then you don't believe that the system can rehabilitate anyone. Because the whole point is to be rehabilitated and then re-enter into society. The crime happened over 50 years ago. He should have been rehabilitated by now to enter into society. I don't know. I don't know. Again, this is a tough one. He lost. Parole denied. Looks like he's going to die in there. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Stay free, people.